The thing I'd like people to know about trans people is, to be honest, is that we are kind of normal people. Our journey is just slightly different.
I'd like them to know that we're just like you. We go to work, we go to school, we go to university. We are just like you. The difference being that you can walk down the streets day after day without the fear of getting attacked for being who you are. And we can't. And I think that something needs to be done about that. And we can't do that ourselves. We need your help. We need the general public's help to make this world a place where people can just be who they are.
We're real, that we've always been here, we're always going to be here.
I would love the general public to understand that trans people are not the monsters that we're being painted out to be. Trans people are people fundamentally. We are not career. We don't do trans, but we do architecture, or we do science, or we do whatever it is everybody else does. The fact that we are trans should be absolutely immaterial to how we live our lives.
What I would love the general public to know about when it comes to the topic of trans people is that the vast majority of trans people, I think you should focus on the fact that they're people more than that they're trans. Small trans, big people.
It's not my defining feature. I don't want it to be my defining feature. It's just a thing. And I think that's what people need to understand.
We're just here to be ourselves. We genuinely just want to be happy, safe, be who we are rather than what society sees us as.
I think a lot of misconceptions that people have around specifically trans rights, that we're trying to get extra stuff. In reality, what we're simply trying to do is readdress some of the things that, like the fact that we're missing in a lot of legal systems, to just try and even that playing field to mean that we're then treated as normal human beings.
We're everywhere, even if you don't know that we are. It seems that there's a small population of trans people, but there's actually like a growing population, and that's not because it's a trend. It's because a lot of people are feeling like they have no other option but to come out and be themselves, and tell people about their trans identity for fear of the alternative, really, which would be to not exist at all.
What I'd like the general public to know about trans people is that we're just people, and that being trans is like being left-handed. It just is. Nobody knows why anybody's left-handed. Nobody knows why anybody is trans. People used to persecute people for being left-handed, and then they got over that. Trans people have been persecuted, and now people are starting to get over that. And that's why I just like people to think of trans as being, it's just like being left-handed. It doesn't make any difference to who people are. They're just people.
They're human. They're absolutely human. We've got binary, we didn't need to have this binary thing, and that's why we have trans young people and trans older people as well, showing us the way. That's the way forward for humanity.
We need to kind of understand that beneath, our physical selves and, the cultural constructions that we grew up with, we all share the same humanity.
Understand that a small bit of hatred can mean a hell of a lot of us. It may be small to you, it could break our hearts, it could break our minds.
Trans people are just people who are trying to be authentic to who they are. And if you ask me, that's actually quite admirable.